Horse, Chapter 34. Number 1.
Mirage. Mirage.
Mirage. A mirage is something which you see when it is extremely hot. For example, in the desert, and which appears to be quite near, but is actually a long way away or does not really exist. It was a mirage caused by the shimmering waves of heat rising off the dry ground. Number 2.
Ridge. Ridge.
Ridge. A ridge is a long, narrow piece of raised land. More likely, it was a ridge of dirt or rocks. Number 3.
Grim. Grim.
Grim. If a person or their behavior is grim, they are very serious, usually because they are worried about something. Someone may have drowned here, he thought grimly, at the same spot where he could very well die of thirst. Number 4.
Crawl. Crawl.
Crawl. When you crawl, you move forward on your hands and knees. The tunnel looked big enough for a good-sized animal to crawl through. Number 5.
Stir. Stir.
Stir. If you stir, you move slightly, for example, because you are uncomfortable or are beginning to wake up. Something stirred under the boat. Chapter 35. Number 1.
Sunken. Sunken.
Sunken. Sunken eyes, cheeks, or other parts of your body curve inwards and make you look thin and unwell. Zero's face looked like a jack-o'-lantern that had been left out too many days past Halloween, half rotten, with sunken eyes and a drooping smile. Number 2.
Raspy. Raspy.
Raspy. If someone has a raspy voice, they make love sounds as if they have a sore throat or have difficulty in breathing. His voice was weak and raspy. Number 3.
Forearm. Forearm.
Forearm. Your forearm is the part of your arm between your elbow and your wrist. Zero shaded his eyes with his forearm. Number 4.
Ventilation. Ventilation.
Ventilation. Ventilation is the circulation of air. There were enough cracks and holes in the bottom of the boat, now the roof, to provide light and ventilation. Number 5.
Nectar. Nectar.
Nectar. Nectar is a sweet liquid produced by flowers, which bees and other insects collect. It was a warm, bubbly, mushy nectar, sweet and tangy. Chapter 36, Number 1.
Rut. Rut.
Rut. A rut is a deep, narrow mark made in the ground by the wheels of a vehicle. Stanley saw a rut about a foot wide and 6 inches deep, running down a cliff. Number 2.
Interweave. Interweave.
Interweave. If two or more things are interwoven or interweave, they are very closely connected or are combined with each other. Stanley cupped his hands together and Gerald stepped on his interwoven fingers. Number 3.
Protrude. Protrude.
Protrude. If something protrudes from somewhere, it sticks out. He was able to lift Gerald high enough for him to grab the protruding slab of rock. Number 4.
Gash. Gash.
Gash. A gash is a wrong, deep cut in your skin or in the surface of something. Gerald had deep gashes in both hands. Number 5.
Twirl. Twirl.
Twirl. If you twirl something or if it is twirls, it turns around and around with a smooth, very fast movement. God was twirling a basketball.